All right. So, um, did my day 30 update earlier. Again, down 24 pounds. If you're following, following this current series of weight loss experiments and results and everything. But because I'm doing a refeeding day today, I wanted to discuss, in a single video. I've mentioned it before in some of my other videos from time to time. It's like why people regain weight so quickly after going on a diet, right? So, right now today, for example, me, I'm refeeding, and so I'm down 24 pounds, but I'm going to gain back probably at least 6 pounds from today. Usually it's about 6, 7 pounds when I do a real full refeed. And there's a big misconception in weight loss, about how slow and steady is better than rapid weight loss. There's a lot of stigmas associated with rapid weight loss, to include it being dangerous or not healthy, et cetera, et cetera. Except they're all not true. And the same things are happening in your body, regardless of how quickly or slowly you lose weight. And the end result of both with most diets is that after you get back on a normal diet or your normal eating patterns, you'll see that weight come back really quickly. Even if you, moderate your diet or improve your diet from what you were eating before, you are typically going to, gain back a lot of weight because your body stores about 2 pounds of glucose and stores water with the glucose in about a 1 to 3 ratio. So if it's storing 2 pounds of glucose, you're going to have, roughly, about 6 pounds of water for a total of 8 pounds, which means anyone who's dieting should see the first 8 to 10 pounds go really, really, really quick. And if you're losing weight slowly, that does not necessarily mean that you're losing fat. It usually means that you're slowly losing that glucose and water weight. And one of the other things that happens too when you diet, there's a lot of other things involved in most diets that reduces water retention. So, for example, if you're not eating as much, you tend to drink more. And when you drink more, that ends up reducing your water retention. Your body will adjust to water intake, really, really quickly. It can take up to about 2 weeks, but the end result from drinking more water is less water retention. So on top of the glucose and water weight retention, you're losing water, if you're drinking more as well. The third thing is that most diets tend to recommend low sodium, where you're eating less junk food and less processed food. And less sodium also means less water retention. So the body has to maintain a very specific level of sodium in your blood. And it's actually crazy how fine it is. Like the body really does a miraculous job regulating minerals as well as water. And if it goes, even a touch. I'm trying to remember what the exact reference range is, but it's somewhere around, I think, like, 136 to 143 or something like that. Anyway, for your sodium parts, in your blood. But if it goes, so basically 10% range, like at most. And if it goes above or below, like it's really bad. That would be hyponatremia or hypernatremia. So when you're dieting and you're consuming less sodium, it also means that your body has to retain less water as well. So you've got three mechanisms where your body is reducing water retention, and people don't realize how heavy water is. Water weighs about just 1 cup of water weighs about half a pound. So any significant water retention reduction is going to lead to significant weight loss. Now, again, all three of these things, as soon as you start eating normally again, they're going to come back. And granted, you can still reduce your sodium intake. You can still improve how hydrated you are, and keep that water retention off. But again, you're going to gain back the 8 pounds, pretty quickly at times. And the other thing is, even if you don't gain it back quickly, again, it can come back gradually as well. So it doesn't really matter, right? So that's why it's like, I guess the point of this is, too, like, I mean, don't be afraid of losing weight rapidly. because again, all studies show that it actually tends to lead to better weight loss, both short term and long term. There's nothing unhealthy about it. And if you're losing weight slow and steady, it's not exactly a good thing. Because again, you could just be slowly depleting your glucose stores and slowly, reducing water retention. And that's it. You can go for weeks without any real fat losses and think that you're doing great. It's like, oh my gosh, I lost 10 pounds, and it took you a month. Well, okay, you should lose at least 10 pounds in a month. Just from those weight losses, the water retention and glucose reductions alone. Because if your body has full glucose stores, it really has no need to expend fat. I mean, that really means that it's not going to be releasing fat because it's got plenty of energy already, so why release energy when it's got, or why release fat for energy when it's already got enough of its primary energy, right? So fat's your secondary storage mechanism. So you have to be glucose deprived to really lose weight outside of any nutritional issues. Now, nutritional issues can reduce your weight pretty rapidly. So if you are focused on nutrition and the calorie, that's a great thing. And you can actually lose weight without any significant caloric reductions, without it being glucose and water retention as well. Except that just tends not to be the popular approach. There's plenty of approaches, that do advocate similar type of strategies, but your typical strategy of, hey, I'm just going to cut out X amount of calories in my diet without improving nutrition can actually worsen those things, right? So again, you wind up in the same boat. You wind in that typical pattern of thinking you had some great weight losses and then it all coming back really quickly. So that's why that's the explanation time. So definitely pay attention to nutrition, any weight loss approach that you pick. Make sure to load up with nutrients. Don't just cut stuff out of your diet. And make sure that you're eating enough nutrition as well, which can be hard because a lot of people want to cut calories, when they actually have a nutritional issue. So be aware of all that, go balls to the walls, do more extreme, and again, if you want to see any better example of it, just follow the next days and updates for me, because again, I'm going to go up 6 pounds, but I'm going to lose that all again after fasting for a few days. And then I'm going to get back into a fat burning state. Of course, I'm taking plenty of care to make sure I'm getting tons of nutrition, even on my refeed days. So eat well, move more, right? Just, the end result. Anywho, that's it. That's explanation time on why people regain weight so quickly, as well as, why people can lose weight as quickly too. And again, don't be afraid of doing a more severely caloric deprivated diet with plenty of nutrition. It is not a bad thing. It's actually quite a good thing. Anyway, that's explanation time for now. All right. Peace.